It's your boy, Mr. Light Burley, with the superstar. Um, this ain't his first guy. I think we did a live before. Return appearance, Ian, the Dean of Mean, my brother, my trainer mate under the same teachers. Uh, and yeah, we here. Coffee and Maryjane, we back.
We out here.
Yeah. We're gonna take a little time, give people a little time to see that we live. Smash that like button as you come in the building. Likes help get the video out. Pretty much we just here to talk boxing, talk fighting. We got some good fights that went on. We got some good fights coming. So this is gonna be like the Siskel and Eber of boxing, but way cooler. We way cooler than them two dudes, so it's way better. But this is what you finna get. As I said, where we at 108. We'll let it get to the 3-minute mark before we start before we start the actual burn.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, so I can sip my coffee and get ready for this. Hold on 1 second. This is Coffee and Maryjane. So if you're tuned in, go on and get your stick, get your coffee. If you don't drink coffee, get your tea. Whatever you drink, get that, and get ready to sit down and hear some boxing, from some informative boxing, not just boxing talking. There's a lot of boxing talkers, but there's not informative boxing of people that are actually doing it. Now, I'm not gonna say there's not. There's a few people out there, but as far as the YouTube, a lot of the channels are that talk boxing, they know boxing because they know the fighters and stuff. But we talking about no boxing when I asked Ian right here, what's the Jack Dempsey role? You know what
The
I'm
Jack
saying?
Dempsey roll is a beautiful thing. It
Yeah,
looks like a
see?
figure eight. It looks like a figure eight. He's drilling
Oh,
his head down center line, putting forward pressure, and he's taking a step every time his head is putting him off balance and forcing him to drop his weight into the lead leg. So he's like going under the shot while dropping his leg, and then he's coming up with that hammer whenever basically when they drop their hands or when they break posture. So he's coming under. He'll do like 4 weaves. You see him do that against Willard. You see him do it a couple of times. He's a bad man.
yeah. See what just happened there? See, that's the man that's informed there. I couldn't ask that question to a lot of people and get that response right there. That was a thorough breakdown of the Dempsey role, and I know exactly what he's talking about because one thing Mr. Wilson told me. He said you got to watch 4,000 hours of old footage to have a conversation with me on boxing. And guess what me and this brother had to do? We had to go back and watch some footage, and we've watched some footage. So it's a different hit. All right. Okay, we at that 3-minute mark, 10 people in the building. Please smash the like button. It don't cost nothing to smash the like button. That should be like, as soon as you come in, even if you a hater, smash like. Because you here, right? You know what I'm saying? Hit the like button. It ain't nothing. It helps get the video out. All righty. So me and my brother here was having a conversation earlier, and I think we need to bring it here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's Canelo, Bud Crawford. This is a mega fight. A lot of money to be made. Um,
$100 million
this
is a lot of freaking money. That's not just
well,
a.
well,
That's a.
listen. Well, Canelo's getting 150, and he's getting 100. So that's 250 million just to the fighters. That's what
Yeah.
tells you what type of
But the
fight this.
Saudis know how to do it, man. They're putting it together, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
ever since they got involved, they've put up the bread to make these mega fights happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, they shut down Times Square. You know how much
Crazy.
you know how much money it takes to hire all the NYPD and to shut it down like that. They had to build barricades. They
Build
freaking,
the ring. They had to build the ring. They
it's
built
great.
the ring.
Great.
Crazy.
So anyway, I feel like we're talking
Well,
and I'm saying
matter of fact, let's not go there. Let's save that for the last part. Let's take a look at Ryan Garcia, Roelly Romero. What happened? What happened? I think it was the Austrian. No Austrian, no green bean.
Yeah, I think that there's a lot of things going on there. I think his head was all messed up, right? You got him going out of rehab and going through all of this stuff. He has a cocaine addiction, an alcohol addiction, so he's not living like a champion. He's distracted by all the chaos. And then, like, look, if you're a chaos surrounded fighter, that we mentioned this earlier, like, if you're a chaos surrounded fighter, maybe you thrive in that chaos. But, like, if you take all that away and now you're like, oh, you have to be sober and you're moving up in weight and you're not on the roids, you know, all that shit's kind of coming together at
Yeah,
once.
yeah. Facts, facts, facts. So you do believe? Well, so you put it in the deeper thing. It's not just the ostarine; it's just the addictive personality with the cocaine, and then not living the fighter's life. That is true. That's true. That's
I
his
mean,
body looked it flat. Like that's why I say the
he did
ostarine.
look out of shape. He did look kind of out of shape, but like I think that that was all psychological, right? Once he looked pretty good until he got clipped with that left hook and put him on the buzzer, and then he was all appeared the whole rest of the fight, and he was getting clipped again and again, and it was like he couldn't really figure out where he was getting clipped from. So then he just stopped trying to play the hook game. He gave up on trying to land a left hook, and then just was like, you know what, I'm gonna just try to win on the jab. What's crazy though is he actually outpointed. He threw more shots and landed more shots than Romero. Like if you count during the round, Romero's throwing a high volume of punches, but you know, he wasn't doing bad. Like he was throwing shots, like he was landing like actually more shots. Like at the copy box stats have him throwing landing more punches, throwing way less and landing slightly more.
Mm-hmm.
Romero threw a much higher volume. So you gotta look at that. You know what I mean? Like not to say he didn't lose, you know what I'm saying? Like he lost, but he lost like emotionally and psychologically, you know what I'm saying? He still outpunched the man. I was sitting there thinking they could give it to him.
Um, I mean, I give Ryan credit for getting off the ground and finishing the fight. That's like even Roelly gave him credit for that. So you got to give him credit for that. Is that he finished the fight on his feet. Um, One thing I've always had with Ryan, out of the four kings, he has way too many bad habits.
Hmm.
Out of the four kings, if you was looking at Javante, Devin, Shakur, and him, and leaving T.O. out, even though T.O. is a hell of a fighter. Um, Out of those, he had the work. He had the most telling errors that was still they still hadn't fixed. And when you get to that point, and you've been boxing since you've been young, and you haven't fixed those type of things, I think it leads to mental stuff. And I think Ryan definitely battles with a lot of mental issues, thus the cocaine use and all
Yo,
of the
not
crazy
yeah.
things he's been
Everybody
saying.
last night, that was like the battle of mental issues, right? Because T.O., Haney, and freaking Ryan all are head case.
Yep,
You know what I'm saying?
I
They
agree.
all struggle with all sorts of shit, right? So like
Well, Haney's head case came after the knockdowns. Like Haney wasn't a head case before then. He was pretty much grounded. Haney now is a head case because you can see he doesn't want that. He don't want no more flavors of. He don't want no more taste of that canvas. He don't want to hit that canvas again. That canvas.
but look, I mean, you know how bad he doesn't want to lose? He literally sued them. He sued them to erase the loss. I mean, call it like it is. You know what I mean? I'm not
Well, they
mad at
had,
him,
but
but
well, if he had to sue him, that means because they were dragging their feet, they were supposed to erase the loss. Like that's mandatory once they declared that he used drugs. That see, like that's something I want to talk about. Why is there so much Devin hate? Do they don't like his face? Is it his
no,
face?
I know. I think I know what it is. I think that there's like a hypocritical part that people see where he's like the chrome hearts and the flashy stuff and then like the humble Muslim thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like he's got this juxtaposition. But I was talking to somebody else about it and I was saying you can't really blame him because he was raised in an environment where he was like he had to be the disciplined one, right? He was the one who was living a lifestyle of a fighter, but he was living in a household of a gangster pimp, right? So that's kind of this that gives birth.
But you got to hear the story. Bill gave that up to give him his boxing career. Like he didn't come up like that when they started boxing. Like Bill took that money and moved to California. So I'm not saying he didn't see some elements of it, but you know what I think the real problem with Haney is where is his mother?
Well, his father's a, his
But
father's
that's
a
what I'm
pimp,
saying.
bro.
Like that, I think that's where the mental issues come. Like we talk about what fathers don't mean in the household. What do mothers not mean in the household? You know what I'm saying? It's
It's
like,
funny that you say that because this chick that I know, her best friend dated Devin Haney.
and what did she have to say about him? Like, what was his?
She said that he was like a total head case, like totally like wanted to control everything, but would also send her like super flower arrangements, but be like totally insane, insecure, like Napoleon complex to level 10.
I think that's an effect without your mother. The parts of what mom and fathers play are so important. Like nature don't make no mistakes. Like natures ain't make daddies and mommies for the hell of it. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it had a specific plan on what you were supposed to draw from each side. And I think him coming up, Cam Burley in the building. Salute Cam Burley. We got another
So, Cam,
Burley in the building.
we love the
Yeah,
Burleys
checking
in the
out
house.
live. And I think like him coming out with his mother is going to have. I can see the head case. I can see where that could become a head case problem at. And yeah, I think more than anything, his head case really came from that left hook. He don't want no more of that canvas, and that was crazy. Like that was not boxing, people. That was running. We got to call running. That was running. He was on this. He was pure. He was on this pure.
You talking about last night?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
He was on his pure.
And what's funny is, well, I don't like that coach. What's his
What?
name?
Which one that he got? Which
The
one? Because
bald
he
head
got a
dude.
few. He got a few.
The new dude, the bald head dude. He's the HBO one. He's the one who was with.
Kevin, not Kevin. It ain't Kevin Hunter. No, it's not Kevin Hunter. It's not.
Nah, the dude
That's
who
not.
lost. I think he was with Fury with Usyk, or he was with Derek James.
Derrick James. Oh, yeah, okay, Derrick James. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, him and Derrick James is not a good mix. That's
No,
not a good
bro.
mix.
Exactly. I don't see that working out, Bert.
No, that's not a good mix because Derrick James is the type of coach he needs a specific type of student. Um, 52 blocks, New
I love
Zealand.
that.
Salute.
I love that.
Yeah, he needs a certain type of student like Errol Spence, someone who's already dedicated. Like Ryan is all over the place. You can even see at the press conference it was making him uncomfortable. Like he's not used to the theatrics. Derrick
I
James is
just
not that
don't
type of coach.
like. I just don't like him as a coach. Like personally, like I just think I've never seen him give really good advice in the corner. I
No,
feel
I
like
can't say that. I can't say that. The man that won coach of the year, like he had Charlo, he had Errol, like he remade Charlo. Charlo was with the father. The father was trading to Charlo. So I disagree there.
maybe
I
Charlo
believe
was a perfect fit for him. Maybe that was the perfect storm. But like, I
and
feel
even
like
Errol, like he coached Errol all the way from and Derrick James was an actual boxer. Like he was there. Like that's what I'm saying. He's an acquired taste coach. He's like a Papachenko. Not everybody can learn with Papachenko. He got you building rocks and shit, like doing Russian dances. Like not everybody's prepared to train. Like he's an acquired taste coach. He's not like a Bo Mac or any one of these other coaches that's talkative and can handle it. Like what's the name? Bill Haney put him right on the spot. Bill Haney had him up. Like he's not good at that. So Ryan is not. He needs a quiet fighter.
yeah,
He's not good for that. He's not good with the theatrics, and he needs a locked in fighter. Ryan is not locked in. I can guarantee Ryan will be making gym. He'd be skipping gym days. If he's sniffing cocaine, he's skipping gym days. He's skipping gym
yo,
days.
it was like Tyson's whole downfall started when he started doing the coke, right? Like remember his whole all his speeches.
Sugar Ray Leonard, Hector Camacho, all of them.
Yeah, it's not a drug that champions do, right? If you think about it, it's keeping them up all night. It's preventing them from recovering properly. So they're fucking no chance that they're going to be able to like show up the same way.
Mm-hmm.
That's just my opinion.
Yeah. No, I think so. As Rick James said it, cocaine is a hell of a drug.
We got people in the comments that want to fight Ryan.
That's how flat he was looking.
That's it.
Okay,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know,
let's move on. Now, I don't like Teofimo.
I
And,
like Teofimo. You know, I like
no,
Teofimo.
I'm talking about who he is as a
Yeah,
person.
as a human being, yeah, he's.
I don't like him as a human. But I was very proud of the Teofimo that showed up. That's the Teofimo I was behind when he first started.
I was so hyped for this Teofimo fight because he started working with Millen. Right, Milton was the first coach that I had out at St. Anne's Gym in the Bronx, like in 1995 or 6 or some shit. I mean, it's like when I was 13 years old, you know.
Uh-huh.
So like when I saw him start posting all the videos with Tio doing the dance and shit, and they're doing all the flashy pad work, I was just like, yo, Tio's in a good headspace. He's gonna win. But I totally agree. You know, Tio's a head case, and he said a
Yeah.
whole bunch of crazy racist shit, and it's like, you know,
Yeah.
he's gonna lose a lot of fans for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you know,
But
Ryan
skill
said a whole
wise,
bunch of crazy racist shit too, didn't he?
who?
Ryan Garcia.
Yeah, Ryan.
So why is everybody still on board with Ryan, but they hate on Tio?
That's why the fans are crazy, man. The
I'm
fans
just
are
saying, you know what I mean? Like,
the
look, I'm
fans
just
are
saying, let's be even about it, you
no,
know?
I don't like Ryan. I don't like Ryan for his racist statements either.
I don't like him
But
as a person.
the one thing I will tell you, if you are going to talk like that, you have to win.
He said
Every
you
night you
have to
have to
win.
show. You have to show up and show out. And that's the only way you can get overlooked for some shit like that. And the TO that showed up last night he came close to making you forget because he put on quite a show. Quite a show from the young
You know
Tio.
what though? I saw him doing some weird shit too. You know what I mean? Like if you look at his feet, he was doing some weird fucking stuff. Like and not good. You know, like I thought he was
Well,
crossing his feet up weird and like
well,
doing a little extra.
he is. What I like about Tio is, to me, you know how with most people that want to do monkey kung fu. Why do people want to do kung fu? Because they want to try to recreate the agility of the monkey. Tio is high agility. His fight style is high agility, and I love that about him. So I think he's going to break some laws. I say that to say that he's going to break some laws because he is high agility, and he's going to, he's the one that'll jump in the air and throw a right hand, but fuck around and pull it off too. But his defense last night, his punch selection, everything was extreme, top of the line. It was I was I was thinking Tio was going to be the one that I was thinking Barboza was going to stop Tio, but I was
Really?
wrong on that one. I was wrong.
Really? Because I told Danny to give out the Tio picks, right?
Mm-hmm.
As Tio was the one that I was the most confident on in terms of the bet last night because I was like all the other ones were like negative 1,000. You know what I mean? Like Ryan was negative 1,000, negative 1,200.
Wow.
So like that's a shitty bet.
Yeah. Fact. Well, we all seen what happened with the Haney thing. We don't have to talk about the Haney. Haney ran and secured the victory. Do light jabbing, running and hitting, and
Okay. So enough about last night. Let's go to the fight that I want to talk about, which is
yes, sir.
Bakoli.
Bakoli, yeah.
I
Bakoli
I
versus
love Bakoli.
Nepia. Like we all love Bakoli. Bakoli has if you ain't a Bakoli fan, I don't know what you're watching. I don't know what you think is good fighting because what he's showing as a big man, you don't get a chance to see from a lot of big men because they big. They don't have to be as technical as us little men because they got force behind them. So to see a big man picking his shots, I'm on board. I'm all aboard. And Bakoli, I'm a diehard Bakoli fan. I hate what they did to him in the last fight, but I hope he goes in there and knocks Effort Juffy head clean off his shoulders, and he gets the Usyk fight. And
I feel like isn't Jeffy like kind of like a tall?
No, he's very tall.
Yeah, like those guys don't do good with Bakole. Think about it. Like he's too stable. He kind of like breaks him down and like just leans on him.
Yeah, he stands too straight up. He gonna eat that Bakoli uppercut. I'm telling you, he ain't gonna even see it coming. He gonna eat that Bakoli uppercut because he stands straight up in the gap. He is a power puncher, But Bakoli ain't scared of that. Bakoli a big man too. And I think Bakoli. I hope Bakoli knocks his head off because what they did to Bakoli in that last fight, they called my man off a plane, rushed him into a fight that he shouldn't took, and he gives up a easy victory to
So
Josh
now let me ask you
Sparks.
this: do you think that plays a role on his head? You're like, do you think he comes in the same Bakoli? Do you
Oh
think
yeah,
there's a
for sure.
gunshot?
I don't see Bakoli as that type of fighter. I think Bakoli understands what happened. Definitely, I know he understands what happened. No training. He chilling. He was on his way to go buy some hotels. So you know what I'm saying? He spending money. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like McCauley wasn't thinking no fighting. So it's like I think he thoroughly understands. And if anybody that knows fighting can give McCauley a pass for that. If anything, like you said, I agree with you on it, is you got to give him credit. Because most people have been like, hell no. Nah. And the Sheik owes him a big favor. I hope they paid him good for that knockout. The Sheik owes him a big favor because he
Well,
did something that most men wouldn't have done because it's crazy. But I think he gets his name back with this
right.
jump.
I think if they give him a couple of good fights, look, they're giving him a fucking shoe in anyway because he's on the undercard of the Canelo fight,
Mm-hmm.
right? So he's already getting,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
he's already getting propped up with some love,
yeah, yeah,
and now like I don't know, ever since yeah, I mean,
yeah,
Bakoli's got to win this fight. You know what I mean? And to me,
yeah.
this is like
Must win. This is a must win.
this is like a gimme. It's like a here you go.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
get your shit back, and then they'll set up a fight with him and somebody. Look, maybe they'll give him Dubois after he loses to Usyk.
yeah.
That would be it. That would be an interesting fight.
I'm glad you said after he loses to Usyk. Hold on 1 second.
All right, we're taking a moment.
Yeah, make sure my phone don't die midstream. It's acting up. So happy you got a
All right,
bad phone
back.
battery. Alrighty. Okay, there we go.
But yeah, so I got Bakole with the knockout. I got Bakole winning with knockout. And then we were talking earlier about the Canelo knockout, but you weren't so sure that Canelo was going to get the knockout. I was thinking that he was.
What on with Skull against Skull?
Yeah.
I think that's I think most of Canelo's fights are going to end like that. I don't think there's too many that can really take Canelo the distance. Because
So
he
you're
breaks you
going
down.
Canelo knockout.
Huh? Yeah, yeah. I mean, like, if Canelo is the win, it's definitely going to be by knockout. It's not going to
What
be
do you
by
mean
decision.
if he wins?
Anything can happen in boxing. Skull is still 32-0, and Uwap. You're fighting the fighter that's coming in with no challenge to his ego, like besides the fact that you're Canelo.
That's
So
the worst thing that could happen when fighting Canelo. If you
not
think
really.
about it.
No. If you coming in already beaten, if you are a beaten fighter coming in against Canelo, you
Not
have like no
beaten, yeah, but
chance. Yeah, this
no,
man is
but I
coming
mean,
in. He's coming in on Uwap. He's coming in 30 something Uwap. So we can
I
call them
know.
tomato cans. We could say they people they don't know, but they laced up and got in there with them. And
No, he's
you
no
know
bum. He's no bum. I'm just
exactly.
saying that he's going to be completely in a different class with Canelo. And I'm just imagining Canelo sort of like at some point early in the fight, I feel like he's going to realize, like, oh shit, this is different. And he's going to freaking,
Yeah. Yeah.
Cam
The,
says,
the
dude
only
is
chance
hungry.
to be the only chance that I mean, like these
Cam,
guys, they got to do it in the foot race. They got to do it in the foot race. You're not going to outpunch and outpower Canelo. You got to foot race him. Does this guy have the foot race, the
absolutely not.
tag and move?
Absolutely not under the circumstances where he's training for Crawford and his whole focus is speed.
Yeah, but that just training it don't mean you pick it up.
You mean it
Training
doesn't mean that he can change a lifestyle of
when he's
habits
been
and
flat-footed. He's been flat-footed his whole career, and runners are always giving him problems. Now he could train for it, of course, to be better, but to get in there
but
with a
is Skull a runner?
foot man, huh?
Is Skull a runner?
He's a Cuban fighter. Hell yeah. Yeah, they fight from their feet for sure. I think he
Yeah.
got the 32-0, and I looked at him. He's decent. He's decent. He knows,
How
but
many
he's
knock?
definitely moving.
How many
Huh?
knockouts does he have?
I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure. That'd be something to look up. I couldn't really look it up right. Somebody in the
Wait.
chat, look that up. How many knockouts does Skull have? Somebody in the chat, look that up. He said Canelo going to work that body, break him down, probably stop Skull before the ninth. I can agree with that. I can agree
I,
with that.
I would say I
I
would
can
say
agree with
7 to 9, 7, 8, or 9. I would say Canelo gets the stoppage.
I can agree with that. I can definitely agree with that.
Yo, you know what
But
I
if
saw
he
on
starts running,
DraftKings?
huh?
There's on DraftKings the Inoue under is a solid line too.
Okay. When
The
anyway fight. Anyway
Inoue's
fight.
fighting. I
Next
gotta
weekend.
look. No, he's fighting on Sunday. He's
Okay.
fighting on Sunday, but he's fighting in the U.S. for the first time.
Okay, they said 9 knockouts. Yeah, so he's not a puncher.
He is not a puncher.
He is not a puncher. He got to run. He has to run. He better run.
All right,
If he
so
don't
yeah,
run,
we're gonna see if Canelo can play catch. You know.
yeah, Canelo gonna have to catch him because he got
Uh-huh.
what? He can't. If you can't make Canelo, if you can't make Canelo blink, your ass is out. Like if you can't keep Canelo honest, you're losing. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's just my belief.
This guy says this fourth U.S. fight. Somebody was telling me yesterday that he was debuting. That's what Danny was telling me. That he was debuting, and it was something. He was saying that he thought that he was going to try to play with this dude, and I was like, nah, he's going to get him out of there early. So
Mm.
we were debating what round Inoue was going to knock this guy out on, and I
Well,
was saying,
the guy, from what I understand, is a San Antonio fighter. Put San Antonio on the map. I'm representing from San Antonio right now. So San Antonio is buzzing. Everybody down here thinks he's going to give Inoue problems, and yeah, they're pulling for him. I don't know. Inoue's a monster, man. Inoue he's different. He's different. He different. Like even in his sparring, like I watched his sparring. His sparrings look like the fight. He's just cracking you like extreme counter punching ability. All of his punches got crack. Like everything, even when he throws it slow, it's like crack, crack. Like everything has crack on it. Like that man he is truly the monster. He is truly the monster. Um, I think it would be a hell of an upset if this guy wins, but San Antonio is pulling for him.
yeah, I mean, look, I like to see Inoue get some adversity. I don't know if I want to see him lose, but I want to see him struggle a little bit.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because it's no fun to watch him just run everybody over. It is. It's like Tyson, but it's like, okay, like, you want somebody who can at least take him a few, like he got dropped in that one fight. That was
hmm
interesting.
hmm
But like, yes, he's got extreme counter punching, but I do not feel like he's got great defense.
No, his defense lacks. His defense is usually his offense.
Yes. Yes, yes. He's like, I will cut you in half.
hmm Yes, yes, I totally agree that his defense. If there was anything to say about the monster, is definitely his defense. He uses his offense as defense, and that works until it doesn't work. So,
It's
um,
it's very samurai.
yeah, yeah. But it usually always turns against you. It always turns against you. Defense is needed. I'm sorry. At the highest level, you need credible defense because up there everybody's shooting big guns. So you need defense. And
You know what though? On a side note, I did on that fight where he got cracked and he
mhm,
and he got rocked. He got dropped and he like gets up and he like looks and he's like, oh shit. And he spent about 25, 30 seconds doing straight defensive, you know, high level, work. Like he recovered on his feet and it took him like 15, 20 seconds. And dude was swinging, throwing combinations and he was bobbing, weaving, making a miss, pulled off. And then he like got his bearings and he was like, okay, I'm ready to go. And then he let off a clip.
yeah.
So like I've seen him do it. It's just he doesn't think that way.
No, well, he used it out of desperation. he used his defense when he was hurt, which is not a bad thing, but you want to have it not just there when you're
Hmm.
hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like so, but still, he is, with the power and the counter punching ability he has, he can pull it off until he can't pull it off. I think he's going to have a problem going up the ladder. Going up to like
Well,
135
yeah, exactly.
and
Like it's a
places to where
Pacquiao
he needs
kind
to
of thing.
be. Huh?
He reminds me so much of Pacquiao,
Oh yeah.
like in the sense that like he's coming in banging first and asking questions later, but like he got dropped almost the exact same way that Pacquiao got dropped by like Marquez, right? He just didn't get knocked out, but like he's jumping forward and walking into shots here and there. So I feel like yeah, as he goes up in weight, is going to be a problem.
Yes.
Like
Yes. Yes.
he'll get knocked out at some point.
Yes, yes. Especially if you're going up a weight and you jump on Keyshawn, the businessman, Shakur, and them dudes, they going to make you pay. And you're smaller, they're going to make you
How
pay.
much weight do you think Shakur has on him? That would be a great fight.
No, I've always thought one of my dream fights I wanted to see was in the way fight Tank, because they about like they little men. I think that would be a dope fight. Of course, I gotta lean towards Tank because of the weight, but the counter punching ability of Inoue could carry him. But yeah, I think those would be all ultra fights if he could come up and face like Shakur and them. I think just where he's at, it's almost going to be like a Pancho Villa where he's great, but not too many people know who Pancho Villa is. You know what I'm saying? Like we know who Inoue is, but the weight class he is in doesn't favor well in the history of boxing. He needs to get up to that lightweight division. He ain't going to welterweight. That's not going to happen. But if he can get to 135, he can really crash some. He can really crash the market. But I don't know if he can.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's a lot of weight to put on for him.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
he'll
Pac-Man
do
is
it.
a different. My fault. Pac-Man is different. We're not comparing in the way to Pac-Man. Pac-Man is an alien. What Pac-Man did, in the way cannot do and won't do. It just won't happen. Yeah, he's not going to go up weight classes knocking people out. And if he does, he's going to really earn that monster title. But I don't see it happening. I don't
No,
see that
he
happening.
wouldn't. He wouldn't have the speed going up in weight. Like you know, your boy saying that he shouldn't go over 126, and he's 30 already. So like that's all valid points. You know,
Mm. Yeah,
but
yeah,
that is the point at which it becomes harder to keep lower weight classes, right? So
yep,
it's like as fighters go over 30, they almost are forced to go up.
yep. Well, I heard in the way walks around at like 140.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. So he's actually kind of there
So you know what? Maybe we should just set up Inoue and Jake Paul.
in the way and who?
I
I know you ain't say Jake Paul.
said it. I said it. I didn't stutter.
Nah. Yeah, nah, Jake Paul would step on him like a roach. You know what I'm saying? Weight classes matter. Weight classes matter. Even when I heard the Jake Paul Javante, I was like, what type of Barnum and Bailey circus ish is this? Like, Jake Paul is way too big for Javante. There is, come on now, like, come on now, like Javante like 4'2", Jake Paul damn near 6 foot. Like, come on now, let's stop it. That's just too amazing. Like, that's too amazing. And
That's
Jake Paul, he a
that's
sucker for.
Gervante's way of saying he doesn't want to box anymore.
Well, we know Javante doesn't want to box anymore. Javante doesn't want to lose. He wants to leave before he loses. He wants that ooh-wop that Mayweather left with. And now he ain't got it because that draw that messed it up. Mayweather ain't got no draws, baby. It's 50. Oh, oh, yeah, oh,
That was a
oh.
terrible, terrible decision too. He lost that fight so bad.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
There's
He had a
nobody.
lot going on. He had a lot. You could tell there's a lot going on. Lamont fought a hell of a fight. Take nothing away from Lamont. He knows Tank. It was a great fight. Tank just wasn't there. He wasn't there in the press conference. I think he got a lot of stuff. Like personal life matters, and this is what makes the great
100%.
fighters really great. is the ones that could, because every great fighter has something outside the ring that's troubling him. But to be able to make that separation to from the ring to outside the ring and keep it there is what the great fighters do. And Tank obviously didn't show that. His personal life is seeping over.
That's why somebody like Loma is so wildly
Oh,
impressive, right?
come on, man. Talk about it. Talk
Like
about
let's
it. The man went to war. Talk
like
about it.
you did the war, all that, yeah. But like prior to that, like just doing some math, he fought 396 amateur fights and had one loss. That means that man fought every week for 8 to 10 years and only lost 1 week.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy. That's a different level of discipline. These dudes don't know nothing about that, bro. Every week, you know how many fights or 396 fights is? That's like fucking crazy, bro. That's like
Yeah. Yeah. No. No. He has a stellar amateur record. 2 time. I think he's the only man to win the gold medal twice. The only person to do that is Clarissa Shields. Um, but like I said, his ability, the man was fighting, he's fighting for his country. Like his countrymen are dying. You
I
know
so
what I'm saying?
somebody in the comments mentioned something that I would love to see. I want to see Tank versus Loma because I love Loma and I'd love to see him beat Tank. And I think that Tank is the perfect opponent for Loma because he will not knock Loma out. My
Yeah, I
opinion.
think it'd be pretty hard to knock Loma out.
Yeah, he's
Tank
not
has the
knocking him out.
power. He has the power. I don't think he'll be able to find him.
Yeah, exactly. But Tank's whole thing is like he's got to break something in your mind space to
Mhm.
land. Like he like messes with your head. He plays these mind games, and when it doesn't work, he has a hard time.
I think Loma's output is too much for Tank. Like Loma throws a lot of punches, and like Tank is like a sniper. It would be like sniper versus high level gunner, and I just think he would outwork Tank. I think he can beat Tank in just a straight outworking him. Like Loma's changing angles. He's always punching. Like it could be a problem. It could be a problem. But I think
Yeah.
that's
Tank's
still a
not
good
going to win
match.
a decision. He's not going to win a decision, and he's not going to knock him out. So the answer becomes pretty clear,
Mm,
or at least the chances of him knocking him out are pretty freaking low.
yeah, I think what they did to Loma was aged them out. I think the fight should have happened years ago where it would have been way more competitive. And back then I'd lean heavier towards Loma back then, fighting Tank. And
Tank
you
was
know,
more dangerous then too, though.
yeah, but Loma was Loma. And I don't think he could have handled Loma of old. You know what I'm saying? Loma of old, I don't think he could have handled Loma of old. Loma's a little older now. He got the war going. He got shit on his mind. It could be different. But they wanted to fight. Take nothing from Tank. Loma turned the fight down. Tank wanted to fight. Loma turned it down. So who knows if we're going to see that. But Tank wants it. Loma wanted it at one time. And Loma said it when he was young. He said, when they're going to want to fight me when I get older? And look,
Mm-hmm.
Loma called this. Loma really called it. Loma was trying to get that fight back then, but I think Mayweather knew, nah, not right now. He'll spoil the apple cart. He fuck around like fuck up this thing that we're building. So they went right around Loma, as they should. They went right around Loma. Loma would have spoiled the apple cart back then. He did it to Gary Russell. Like he would have spoiled the apple cart. So they did right. They
Sure.
trying to age him out. You know what I'm saying? They tried to age them out. But now to the meat and potatoes.
Yes, sir.
Terrence Crawford versus Canelo. What's going to happen?
I think that there's three potential outcomes, right? Either Canelo knocks him out, or I was the one who was saying earlier that I thought Canelo had a chance of winning a decision because I didn't think Canelo could knock him out, or I didn't think he could catch him to knock him out. Because I think if he wanted to, he could turn Canelo and use the jab and keep him at bay, especially as a southpaw. But, you know, he's too small on some level, right?
Okay.
And at the same time, I'm thinking that he's stronger on the inside, so he'll surprise Canelo on the inside. You know,
You think he's stronger than Canelo on the inside?
I don't think he's stronger than Canelo on the inside in the way that, but I think that Canelo will underestimate him on the inside.
Okay. No, I think he's a great inside fighter. Take nothing away
Right.
from Crawford.
And
He's
if
great.
Canelo is playing it like it's a Mayweather fight, Canelo's trying to play him like he's on the outside trying to snipe him. But if Crawford doesn't play that game, if Crawford tries to come in, land hooks, and then hold inside and then get out, I think he could use wrestling to his advantage in this fight.
Okay.
I
He is a
think
high
that
level wrestler.
he's a high
Yes.
level wrestler, and I think if he wins or if he has a path to victory, it's going to involve using some wrestling on the inside to negate some of Canelo's, you know, power. And I
Hmm.
think that he has the outside jab game, so that could be a decision maker. And then on the inside, if he can win some moments, you could see a
He,
decision going his way. So that's my argument for Crawford. Now, my argument for Canelo is, Canelo's taking this fight like it's going to be Mayweather 2, and he's prime. I think he's in the best shape that he's been in the last 15 years or 10 years. And I think he's going to take it. I don't think that he's taken anything this seriously in a long time. So, like, if Crawford's going to beat him, he's not just going to beat the Canelo that we've seen the last few fights. He's going to beat a better Canelo.
okay. 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 I hear that. I can hear that. I think Crawford's path to victory is only a decision. I definitely don't see him stopping Canelo.
Mm.
Not saying that it can't happen because we know anything can happen in boxing. Terrence Crawford does have a good punch. I don't see him stopping Canelo. I see his only victory is to kind of be the boxer, be the greater boxer, the movement, the defense, the picking his shots, using his jab, keeping Canelo at bay. Um, I think that's his only path to victory. Now, the problem with that is Mayweather's already. It's like the thing with slapping a bull. Like there was a guy. He was like, "Go ahead and slap the bull." So the first guy snuck up, slapped the bull in the ass. The bull turned around and he ran away. Everybody laughing. And he was like, "Oh shit!" And then he asked the second guy, "Yo, go slap the bull." And when he went, the bull turned around and threw him in the air. The trick has already been mastered. And once you fold them once, you're not going to fold them twice. The bull has already been slapped in the ass. You try that slap, you may not get the result of the first man. You know what I'm saying? You may not get the result. And I think this is what we're looking at with Canelo, because Canelo desperately wanted the Mayweather to run it back. And this in his mind, this is the run back. So he's going full tilt on Crawford. Full tilt. Weight classes matter. Uh Weight classes matter. In the adage of boxing has always been great small man meets untrained big man, small man wins. Great small man meets great big man wins. 9 times out of 10, except for of the occasional anomaly that comes in and slips in. But other than that, on the majority, big man usually handles little man. Just like if with Mayweather, as good as he is, could you have ever seen him fighting Tyson? Defense on fleet, but Tyson had punched him in the arm and destroyed the whole Philly shell. Like, so weight classes matter for a reason. What Canelo did to Bivol's arm, like, he had the big man running. Let's not forget, the big man was running from the small man. Yes, he did lose to Bivol because Bivol made him fight his fight, but the big man was running from the small man. So, I don't know how Crawford's going to handle that. Like, what's the plan for that? Like, this man, like, he's a mangler.
Now, my argument for that is that it's the jab.
Yeah.
If
Hmm.
Crawford is going to be effective in this fight, he has to be able to hurt him with the jab. And Crawford has one of the most sophisticated jabs in the sport that I've seen. He has the ability to hit these guys when it's like at the very worst in terms of timing, right? So it's like if you look at like the Spence fight, he didn't do a great job with Madrimov, you know what I mean? And I think that was the weight. So if his timing is off still, which it was in the last fight, he's cooked. You know what I'm saying? He's cooked. You know, and unless he really considered the Madrimov fight a stepping stone on his weight gain to fight Canelo.
Yeah, yeah. I think I try. It's easy to get. It's the line between fantasy and reality is so thin you can step across without knowing it. And I think with a lot of these fighters, we do that, and that's cool. You know what I'm saying? Skills pay the bills. But there's weight classes for a reason. Like they didn't just make that shit up just because. And he has a high IQ. All of that matters. All of that's good. But he still has to eat the Canelo punch, and he will. And he's going to eat many of them. One thing we know about Canelo, you're going to get hit because Canelo will hit you anywhere he can touch. You know what I'm saying? Canelo take a shoulder, an elbow, a forearm. He gonna touch something. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what we have to worry about. It's not his IQ and he's slick. The dude that fought Billy Khan, slick
Mm.
fighter. When he had to fight Joe Lewis, what did Joe say? He can run, but he can't hide. Okay, yeah, he's very slick, very nice IQ. But I back then they had 15 rounds to get you. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I don't know. We gonna have to see how he takes that punch, and then that's going to be the difference. If he eats the Canelo punch well, then we can really say that he's going to give Canelo a problem.
This is the undercard of the Canelo fight.
Well, it's happening right now.
Yeah, they on. So I don't
All
know.
right, all right, all right. Don't show too much of that, YouTuber. Watch your
YouTube will
YouTube.
shut me
Yeah,
down. All right, well let me
yeah,
shut that back.
yeah, yeah. YouTube will get crazy.
All right, you know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah,
fair.
it's all good. Let's get all right. So let's look at some of these comments. We got Naz says Canelo ain't doing shit, bro. Canelo ain't doing shit. Like, come on now. See, that's what I'm saying. We stepping past the line of fantasy and reality. Canelo is not doing shit. I, I don't know about that one.
Yeah. What else you
Uh,
got?
we got Wash said, my guy Light, been a while. Salute, brother. Yes, sir. I know I got it. I've been saying I'm gonna get on my live game, but we getting it. We're gonna get more of these. We got Ian the Dean and me. And Ian has a channel too. Everybody on the chat, please, what's your channel? Last
McLeod
name.
Pitts boxing.
McLeod's Pit Boxing. He's down there breaking down crazy science.
Be able
You
to
know
see
you've
it if
seen him
you
on my page, on my channel.
can you see my name on here or no?
No, your name's not on here. But usually I have my chat guys working with me, but none of the guys with the okay.
So that's me on the bottom saying hi there.
Yeah, yeah. Follow my bro, man. Follow my bro. Go over there, like, sub, and share. Tell your friends about it. Tell the family about it. If you want that real boxing information, I'm talking about the nitty, the small stuff. Like I was told, small things, all things. And you want the small breakdowns, head alignment, hip alignment, hand alignment. You go check out my man's channel and go get that information.
Appreciate you.
They said Mike Tyson was a little guy knocking out big guys. He was a little big guy. He wasn't just a little guy knocking out big guys. Let's keep that real. He was smaller, but he was still in the weight class. He said, "Put your info in the comments section." They said, "Put your info in the comments section." I guess
Yeah.
yeah. Put the name of the channel in the comments section. My man said, "Ian, look high." Well, we are in here. This
Smoking.
is this is Coffee and Maryjane. If you didn't know, there is smoking going on. Built met him. When I shook his hand was here. Like this is how he shook my hand. This is the way his fingers felt. You felt sorry for anybody he balled up and punched in the face. Like he's the type of man. Lost Ian. I don't know. I think we lost. So you back?
Yo, my bad. Yeah. I was trying to
Oh,
send something to the chat, but if I press
okay.
the wrong button because I'm a caveman,
Does it sound better? It's still breaking up. We still breaking up.
I can hear you good.
Yeah, my bar is looking good.
But yeah,
Oh, Nazi said, "I'm watching in England, and your man's entertainer. I like the difference of opinions on the fights. Thank you. I told you we the new Siskel and Ebert.
yo, we got this shit, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we the new Siskel and Ebert of
These
boxing.
aren't even like super controversial like fights. You know what I'm saying? You should have heard us on Crawford and Spence, man. We were going back and forth like
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let me tell you something. I lost a mean bet. I had to change my Facebook channel page to Crawford for a whole month. Because I'm a diehard Spence fan. I'm gonna let you know if I'm rolling with you, I'm rolling with you. I'm not one of those dudes that. Not saying that I've never seen the skill level of Crawford. Of course I did. I think it was a perfect fight, but I didn't expect that Spence to show up. And after learning more about Spence, I see he's not who I thought he was, but I still have big respect for Spence. But yeah, we were going at it. We were going at it. I came up on the losing end on that one. Crawford went out there and rocked his head. He rocked that snot box. Yeah, Crawford went out there and rocked the snot box, and made it look easy. That's what hurt my heart than anything. He made it look like he wasn't even. He made Errol look like a tomato can. Come on, we got to say it. He made Errol look like a tomato can,
I
man.
had to say that I called that one to a T. To a T.
I'm
You
still
remember.
upset.
You remember. I gotta get kudos for that one.
Yes, you do. That's why I'm quiet on it. Go ahead and shine, brother. Go ahead and shine. Go ahead and
No,
shine.
I saw some things on Spence before that fight that I thought would be exploited by Crawford. Specifically the way that he was pulling out and on other guys where I think he could get caught by Crawford's jab.
Mm-hmm.
And Crawford just ate him alive with the jab.
Ate him alive.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love Spence too, though. Spence is, the car
Spence is
crash
a warrior.
the car crash did not do good for him.
No.
That was not, it's hard, because you're a fighter and you don't know anything else. It's like these guys who get into like motorcycle accidents and plane crashes and car crashes and then have to fight. And it's like, no, shit is not the same.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean,
No,
Crawford
it
got
is.
shot
You're
in the
right.
head. You know what I mean? Crawford got shot in the head and he's still fighting. So, like, I don't even know.
Drove himself to the hospital. That's incredible. Um, but learning that fight put me on to Crawford. Um, uh, Crawford is the one that the type of fighter that I'm attracted to, as far as like all business. He don't have to play into because he's black. He got to play into he's this mutant or he's something special. He's just a real dude. And I seen that in Spence because I seen Mayweather try to bring Spence in, but Spence had that. Nah, I'm just going. I want to stay away from the bright lights and all of that funny stuff, and I like that about him. But it's really Crawford. Crawford pulling up to these things in Toyota Corollas, you wouldn't know this man is a millionaire. Like that's the type of stuff I'm attracted to. I like that guy. I like the guy that can stand
Crawford's
around and you
humility
wouldn't
is
even
amazing.
know who he is.
Yo, do you see he has like this Louis Vuitton shirt that he was wearing last night? I don't know if you peeped it,
No, I ain't people.
right? But the thing about it was made like to look like a farmer shirt or something. It was like he had it made specifically so that it did not look flashy.
Yes.
It was like, yeah, okay, if I'm gonna wear it, then you got to make it look like
Yeah.
You
I'm gonna
know,
tell you like this: Crawford ain't going broke. You'll never see Crawford have to come back to boxing because he done burned through the cash or he was at the strip club making it rain. No. Do you see his wife? Like regular, like Crawford. No, no Diddy. The man can go get a smoking baddie. He can go get something smoking right now. Like, I mean, smoking. Loyal to his wife, his kids, real man. Like I support the Crawford, and what I'm saying, like I said, I thought that was Errol, but being down here in Texas, I've met people that are Errol's friends, and they told me he was puffing the chronic, he drinks, he's not like he's not the disciplined, dedicated 100%, and it showed, and it showed, and
yeah, you can't half-ass it against somebody who is like uniquely living that life.
yeah, yeah,
You
man,
know,
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean that's kind of what happened last night with Roly, right? If you really want to go
yeah,
back, right? Like
yeah.
Roly has been living that hungry, that hungry life, and Ryan's ride up in a Batmobile.
But what I got to give to Roly is his change. Look at Roly before, look at Roly now. You got to give that man credit. You got to. Listen, I sparred the young man way before he was the multi-millionaire he is now, and I'm proud of that young man. He's the first fighter I can say that I dealt with that went on to really do it. And the beginning Roly to the Roly that I seen last night, I want the Roly of last night to stay. I need him. If he stays that welterweight division, watch out. Now I don't know about Jerron and them, but watch out. He gonna make a name. He gonna make a name. That's the Roly we need. It was beautiful, it was beautiful, and they were trying to get it out of him, and you can see they was confused because he was coming with easy answers, like it was the hook. Like, he wasn't falling for the bait. You know what I'm saying? Even when they hit him with that question, he was like, nah, man, Ryan and Devin got to get together and do their big thing. They was trying to get him to challenge Devin now. Like, you done beat him, so you might as well go after Devin. He ain't take the bait. He said, nah, man, Ryan and Devin need to do their big one. I said, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm a Roly
I
fan.
loved him for that. That was the thing. I honestly, I agree with you. That statement alone made me be like, that's
Yeah.
like he's not even looking for the shine. He
Nope.
doesn't care about he's like, yo, they need to like settle this. This is deeper than money and it's deeper than my legacy. Like their shit is got to be completed too.
Yes.
He'll
Yes.
find he'll find his like opposition, but I really liked the way that he handled that question specifically. Actually, that was dope.
Yeah,
Sometimes
no.
I
No, like I
fall,
said.
fall in love with fighters when they do
Yeah.
shit like that.
Yes, right in front of your eyes. Roly matured right in front of our eyes, people. Give that man credit. I am a Roly fan, all the way now. You know what I'm saying? And if he see me again, he gotta give me some credit because I caught him with a nice body shot. Ah, ah. Yeah, I touched that body. Puck out.
Yo, I think
That burly body touch is real, people. I'm telling you, I touched that body.
I got it on video. I posted that shit.
Yeah, I touched that body. But yeah, he was still learning. So it's not like I fought, I sparred the Roly that sparred last night. I'm not gonna. You'll never catch light Burley capping out here. Now that Roly that fought last night would run me through. I probably couldn't last 2 rounds with that man before I gassed the hell out and he run me over. So I am a true Roly fan. Salute to that young warrior. I hope he does great things. I don't think he should get a Jerron Boots Ennis fight. What I think should happen is Jerron need to move his big ass up to 154 because he's a big man masquerading in the welterweight. I think this should be a limit to weight bully. Ennis moves his big ass up to 154, and I love Jerron Ennis. I think Roly stands a good chance of making a whole lot of noise at welterweight. Straight like that. What's your thoughts? Oh, we done lost Ian again. Oh, we done lost him again. Let's see if he come back in. Who we got in the chat? Can you hear me in the chat? Who rocking with your boy Uncle Burley? Yeah, we are almost at the 1 hour mark, so we about to wrap it up. There we go. He back.
My bad. I keep trying to freaking respond to a comment, and it keeps taking me to a whole nother thing.
Yeah, it's best to just respond verbally. Don't try to type. Yeah, just respond.
But they were saying to leave my comment, my name in the comment, my thing in the comment.
Yeah. Yeah. So Roelly versus Norman, that'd be a good fight, but I give that fight to Norman. You know, Storm and Norman is a problem. I think Storm and Norman needs to fight Boots. They need to fight. Once they fight and settle up, Boots needs to move up or do whatever
Well,
he got to do.
what about the Boots and Teofimo fight?
Nah, I see Boots whipping that ass. Like
Well,
Boots.
fine, but if he whoops that ass and then moves up, then people are going to talk a whole different credibility to Boots, right?
I,
Because
I think the fight that needs to be made at welterweight right now, Roelly versus Tio. That's the best fight. You know, I don't think neither one of them are ready for the true welterweights just yet.
that's
That'd
an
be a
interesting.
decent fight. I give that fight, and they were friends at one time, so it's a whole. They got a whole storyline that if they fight, it definitely bringing money because they got a whole storyline together, and I think it needs to happen. Roelly versus Tio, got to happen now, especially out of who shined last night. Roelly shine, Tio shine. Now they need to meet in the middle and do the damn thing, baby. That's a good
I'm not
fight.
mad at that.
Nah, that's a good fight. At welterweight, good fight. Good fight at welterweight. Good fight.
We got one
We
more.
all tune
We
in.
got
And
one
then
more
after
little.
that, they go for one of the real welterweights.
We got one more little fight, and then Bakoli is coming up.
Bakoli finna knock FA's Jeffers, FA's head off.
Well,
FA about to go. FA about to become the headless horseman.
I want to bet on it.
Yeah, bet on it. Put that money on the knockout by the uppercut. They should start letting you bet on the punch. Like what punch you think is going to knock him out? The hook. It's going to be the uppercut. It's going to be that rare uppercut
But
coming
they'll
from
do you dirty
Bakoli.
on things like that because he'll hit him with the uppercut, and then he'll hit him with like a weird jab on the way down, and they'll be like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
yeah,
it was the
yeah.
jab."
Yeah. But we know as fighters the punch that does it. We know what it is. Like even with Roelly, it wasn't the second hook that did it. It was the first one. The first one clipped him right on the chin. Boom! Then he doubled that joint up, and Ryan caught it a little bit. But the first one had already did his dirty work.
Mm.
And yeah, that was beautiful. And he had just caught Ryan's hook. Like people don't even see it. He caught Ryan hook, then came back with two. Boom! Boom! Put him down. Roelly rolled on him.
It was great.
Yeah.
It was a great. It was the textbook body and head. First shot he shot to the body. I'm not even gonna make fun of him anymore for making all those little noises when he hits the bag.
No, he's the true power puncher. Take nothing from Roelly. He's all offense, no defense. No defense. This man don't know. You ask that man to duck, he gonna be like, "What a duck? You mean like a flapping in the?" This man don't know what a duck, a slip, a make a miss. He don't play by them rules. He play by I'm here to walk.
Yeah. Nah, you're not wrong.
Yeah, you gotta love him because his whole game plan is walk through you, straight like that, straight like that. You gotta love that. He a throwback fighter to me. I'm gonna say it right.
Oh, we lost you. We lost
I'm back. Yeah, I'm back.
you back.
Yeah, I'm back. Yeah, Roelly is Jake LaMotta 2.0.
Wow.
Roelly is the new Jake LaMotta. I'ma say it. I said it, and I ain't taking it back. I ain't taking
Ah.
it back. I ain't taking it back.
All
He's
right.
the new Jake LaMotta. I ain't taking it back. Somebody proved me wrong. Who won the debate? You know, I was head of my debate class, so come correct. Prove me wrong that this man ain't the new Jake LaMotta.
Jake LaMotta's never been knocked down.
Huh? Jake
Jake
LaMotta.
LaMotta's never been knocked out.
Well, he's been stopped. He was
Wait a minute.
stopped. He
By
was
Sugar Ray
stopped.
Robinson
He was stopped. He was
on his
stopped.
feet. On his feet.
There you go. But he was stopped.
Protesting it.
He was stopped.
Valentine's Day Massacre does not count.
Anybody that fights that style is going to lose eventually. That's why the crowd loves that style. The crowd, because it's gladiator. The crowd
Yo,
loves
such
that.
is crazy. He was crazy.
The crowd loves it. Why they love Arturo Gotti? He fought with his heart on his sleeve. He just blood splashing on people. Oh, I got Gotti's blood on my like. They love that shit. They love
God was tough, bro. You see,
it.
did you see the fight that he had with my old coach with that dude
Who? Who Gotti?
Gamache? Yeah, he fought this dude Joey Gamache, and it was like really bad. It was like one of the worst knockouts I've ever seen, ever.
Wow.
Like, I'll send it to you. It's brutal, brutal. Arturo Gotti versus Joey Gamache.
Yo, Otero, man, listen. Like that was the one fight. If you look back, Mayweather fell down to his knees and cried. You know what I'm saying? That's how much who Arturo Gotti was at that point. You know what he meant to the crowd. The crowd loved them some Gotti because he came and he gave you a bloody battle every time. Like Buddy McGirt had to save him from himself. He would have kept fighting Mayweather until Mayweather gave him brain damage. Like Buddy
Well,
McGirt had to
he,
wave that shit off. Like no more, no
dog,
mas.
Arturo Gotti is scrambled eggs now, bro. He's terrible.
No,
He's so bad.
Arturo Gotti is dead.
Well, I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
yeah, he's dead.
But he was freaking. When did he die?
His girlfriend post act like it was from what they say.
What?
Yeah, look it up. I think they had his
What?
girlfriend. Like, yeah, it was
What?
some tricky shit. It was some tricky shit.
Yo, that's crazy. I didn't know that.
Hmm.
I gotta go look that up. There's probably like a true crime documentary about it. So there should
Yeah,
be.
yeah. Somebody in the chat break that down. Look that up. Look that up. It was supposed to be some tricky stuff. They had his girlfriend. It was some tricky stuff.
At any rate, he was really bad off. I mean, a lot of those guys who were like heart-based fighters and just took way too much damage. I mean, they don't do well over the long term.
No, no. That's why that style is not meant for everybody. Like one thing we can give Jake LaMotta, like Jake LaMotta has that style, and he still was able to talk good. Like Jake LaMotta didn't have shaken brain syndrome. Like Jake was still talking like he like normal. You know what I'm saying? Like Hearns talked more funnier than Jake, and Jake was the brawler.
This dude is about to get knocked out in the first round of this prelim.
Okay, okay, well,
Verde versus Polina.
yeah, I'm not too sure who that is. But listen, we reached our hour mark. We got to salute everybody in the chat. Thank you for stopping through to watch our show, to watch us go back and
Okay.
forth,
Oh,
drop our
shit.
information on boxing. Once again, what's the channel? Say the channel again.
McLeod Pitts Boxing. It's MacLeod Pitts Boxing, and that's it. But
And
you
check out my teacher's channel, Wilson Pitts. Look up Wilson Pitts too. He has a channel on YouTube. Check out his information. He dropped crazy stuff.
drop we'll drop some stuff so that you can share and you can connect it on his videos. You
Okay.
know, because
Okay.
we'll when you post the next one of us doing some pad work or something, just drop the
Yeah, I'll connect it to his channel. I'll put it in the
yeah.
hashtags. Salute to everybody that stayed with us. As always, hands up, chin down, rumble, young man, rumble.